Hello students, welcome back to Nutrition in Animals. Let us have a recap of what did we learn in the last class. We learned how digestion happens in human digestive system. During digestion, nutrients are converted into simple substances. We learned that carbohydrates are broken down into sugar or glucose with the help of salivary glands and pancreatic juice. Proteins are broken down into amino acids with the help of gastric juice present in the stomach and also pancreatic juice. Fats are broken down into fatty acids and glycerol with the help of bile that is secreted by liver and also with the help of pancreatic juice. After digestion, the next step in nutrition is absorption. That means these simple substances like glucose and amino acids and fatty acids and glycerol, they are absorbed into the walls of small intestine as soluble substances. Inside our body, which organ helps for absorption? The organ that helps for absorption is small intestine. Small intestine is divided into three parts, mainly duodenum, jejunum and ileum. These are the three portions of small intestine. Duodenum it connects from the stomach, then it is continued as jejunum and then inside it is called as ileum. Now, how does absorption happen in small intestine? There are many finger-like projections in small intestine. They are called villi. All these are called villi. These are the finger-like projections present in the small intestine. This villi, it increases the surface area of absorption. Singular, it is called villus. Each of these are called villus and in plural together it is called as villi. What does the villi contain or how it helps for absorption? Each villus has network of blood vessels. You can see in the picture itself it is red in color. That is because it is highly thickly densed with blood vessels. So these nutrients are absorbed into the blood vessels. With the help of blood vessel present in the villi, absorption of soluble substances happen. So students, what is absorption? The uptake of soluble substances by the tissue is called absorption. In your lower classes, you have learned group of cells together form a tissue. Once the food is digested, nutrients are absorbed by small intestine. So the organ that helps for absorption is small intestine. And in small intestine, there are many finger-like projections called villi that helps for absorption. After eating food, you might have noticed you are getting instant energy for playing or doing other activities like studying. Similarly, when you get hurt, initially for few days, suppose your skin is damaged, it will be painful for you. After that, you might have noticed the skin starts joining by itself or the repairing by itself. Also, have you ever done fasting? That means without eating food for a few days or at least for 1 or 2 days. So when this fasting is done, we will feel like some sort of tiredness initially for a couple of days. Afterwards, our body will start getting adjusted to it. So all these activities, the energy which we are getting, also repairing worn out cells and tissues, also we'll get energy during fasting. These all activities happen smoothly in our body. How does it happen? Have you ever thought of this? This is happening because of the process called assimilation. What is assimilation? The absorbed nutrients or the soluble substances are used by cells for growth and all the life functions of our body. That means soluble substances are transported from blood to rest of the body. To all parts of the body, soluble substances are transported. One of the soluble substance is glucose, that is broken down into carbon dioxide and water. And with the help of oxygen, glucose will release energy. So during assimilation, this process is happening. Glucose will release energy and also it is broken down into carbon dioxide and water. Now you understood after eating food how you are getting energy. Similarly, another soluble substance called amino acids, they are used for repairing worn out cells and tissues. Now you understood why children should eat a lot of protein rich food and how it helps for growth and repairing damaged parts of their body. Also, one more soluble substance, that is fatty acids and glycerol, they act as energy reserves and they are stored for further use. That is the reason whenever we are fasting, the fat content under our skin, that will burn and it will release energy. That is how fatty acids and glycerol act as energy reserves. Compare and observe the changes happen during digestion and assimilation. During digestion, carbohydrates are broken down into sugar or glucose. Proteins are broken down into amino acids. Fats are broken down into fatty acids and glycerol. Sugar, amino acids, fatty acids and glycerol, these are soluble substances. They are absorbed into small intestine. In small intestine, there are finger-like projections called villi. Villi has many blood vessels and with the help of that, glucose, amino acids, fatty acids and glycerol, they are absorbed into the blood. During assimilation, these soluble substances, they are transported from blood to all other parts of our body. Glucose is broken down into carbon dioxide and water, and also it will release energy with the help of oxygen. Amino acids are used for repairing worn out cells and tissues. Fatty acids and glycerol, they act as energy reserves and they are used for further use. So these are the comparison between digestion process and assimilation process. The final step in nutrition is egestion. The elimination of undigested food from the body is called egestion. Where does this happen? The process of removal of waste, it happens in the organ called large intestine. So already we have spoken. Small intestine consists of duodenum, jejunum and ileum. In this picture you can see ileum, that is opening up into large intestine. So the after absorption, the semi-digested food, it is called chyme, that is passed into large intestine from the small intestine. Afterwards it will go through ascending colon and it will go through transverse colon and descending colon. After that, this undigested food, it will be stored in the rectum unless it is removed through the opening called anus. So here in large intestine, there is no digestion happening, only water and mineral absorption happens. So students, nutrition in animals include these 5 steps, namely ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. We have also covered nutrition in human beings. Hope that is very clear to you. Let's see some interesting facts about unicellular organisms. Amoeba is a unicellular organism that is found in ponds and ditches. Euglena, it lives in fresh water. Paramecium, it lives in stagnant and warm water. So these 3 are called unicellular organisms. That means they have only one cell in their body. So what do you think, whether we'll be able to see these organisms with our naked eyes? No, we can't see with our naked eyes. We have to use a microscope to view these organisms. So whatever pictures you are seeing right now, they are actually 400 times bigger than their actual size. That means these organisms are magnified or seen in bigger with the help of a microscope. Ingestion in unicellular organisms. Paramecium is a unicellular organism that takes its food with the help of small hairs present outside its body called cilia. Food item is attracted with the help of cilia. Hydra is a multicellular organism. It takes food with the help of tentacles. So these are called outgrowths on their body. So ingesting organ in Hydra is tentacle. Hydra releases chemical substances and paralyzes the organism. It eats mosquito larvae. In birds, beak is the ingesting organ, because using beak, bird will take the prey, or it will catch the prey and it will tear the prey. So beak is the ingesting organ in birds. Butterflies take nectar with the help of a sucking tube called proboscis. So the ingesting organ in butterfly is proboscis. Let us learn how the process of nutrition happens in amoeba. Amoeba's food include algae, bacteria. Other microscopic organisms like algae and bacteria are food for amoeba. Amoeba does not have a structured body. That means you can draw amoeba however the way you wish. Inside its body there should be a nucleus. Pseudopodia. The meaning of pseudopodia is false foot. Let us learn how nutrition happens in amoeba. When amoeba senses food, it forms finger-like projections called pseudopodia that covers the food. So here in this picture, the complete nutrition of amoeba is shown. The first one, that is amoeba, is shown here. Inside their nucleus is there. Nucleus contain DNA for this organism. Here the pink colored one, that is the food for amoeba. So whenever it sees the food, it forms a false foot. The word pseudopodia means false foot. So normally this organism does not have pseudopodia. Whenever it senses food, that time it is forming this false foot and it covers the food. It results in the formation of a cavity called food vacuole. That means the pseudopodia has started forming and then it will start covering the food completely. And after completely covering the food, it forms a food vacuole. You can see here white space surrounding the pink food. That is called as food vacuole. Once the food vacuole has formed completely, digestive juices are secreted in food vacuole and the food is digested. So now the food vacuole has formed, digestive juices are secreted into the food vacuole and the food is digested. After digestion, what is the next step? Yes, absorption. Afterwards, the nutrients are absorbed and the soluble substances are assimilated. That means they are transported to all the parts of the body, and then finally undigested part is thrown out. This is how nutrition happens in amoeba. In our next class we will learn nutrition in ruminants. Thank you.